Water is a natural source. You cannot create it. You cannot bring it from somewhere. It comes through nature, goes back to nature, but we exploit it to the ultimate extent that we do. Water, as you know now, Cape Town is today a water zero city. If the same goes on, maybe 20 years, 25 years down the line, we'll be facing similar situations here. So it is utterly necessary that we manage ourselves. We use water scarcely, only use what we need and do not waste water. My father started this hotel in 1975, and in those days there was no hotel in Dehradun. In fact, the region did not have a name-worthy hotel. This was the first one that came up. In those days, water conservation was not heard of because water was in plenty, population was much less. But his foresight, he dug a well many, I don't know when, but many years back. So once we set up the tube well, we started using the water. I think just about 12 months after that, the water stopped. When we went back, the contractor said, we'll dig another 25 feet and we'll get more water. We did that. But then we thought this is an ongoing process. Every year we'll be digging into the earth and, recovering more water, which may not be a good idea. There is a geology body here called Wadia Institute of Himalayan Geology. We approached them that we want a solution on this. What would be the solution so that which is permanent and we don't go using unnecessary water? They provided us a rainwater conservation solution which was very cheap in those days. So what they said was you have a recharge closer to your tube well and channelize all the rainwater that you get on your roof to that recharge well. I think it's been 40 years now. We've not had to raise or deepen the level of our tube well. So since that day, we've not been having any water problem. If you talk about 10 years back, water had become a difficult thing to procure and there was enough scarcity in water. Over the passage of time, there has been changes in infrastructure. They have been able to get better sources. The supply is better, but still not sufficient. For a domestic use, I think the supply may be sufficient, but for an industrial use or for a hotel use, you can't rely just on the municipal supplies. Saving water is something which we have to build into our habits. It is human habit to waste water. First and foremost, it is only the human beings which use water. No other living being uses water the way we do. So it is for the human being to create their own habits so that we save water. Now you look at a place like Japan. Japan is surrounded by water, but their scarcity levels are very high. So they have planned their equipments. Even if you are washing your hands, the wastewater goes into the WC tanks. Similarly, we'll have to reshape our facilities, redo all that. It may look bad or it may look good. Ultimate goal is that we keep the water till life is on the planet, we keep water there. Well, talking of practices, our company has always been alert to the idea of water conservation and reduce wastage of water. Way back in 96 and 1997, we entered into a competition which was an international competition held by the International Hotel Association and American Express. Consecutively for 2 years, we were runners-up in the world. I'm proud to say the winner was the Moria Hotel in Delhi. 2 hotels in India got this award. That was another kind of a feeler for us that we should continue our efforts. We did. We changed all our water installations to water saving devices. Many of you look into the hotel washrooms. You have auto taps. You have water saving cisterns which have a 2 liter and a 5 liter disposal. So these efforts have certainly helped us in saving water. The manual washing of dishes was switched over to machine wash where the water consumption is much lower. Likewise, if you see our gardens, we have plenty of gardens here. About 10 years back, we installed a sewage treatment plant in the property. all the sewage water is channelized to the plant, and whatever the water we get out of that plant is channelized back to the gardens. Now, right now the hotel is under renovation, and in due course all that water would be channelized to the WC, your guest room WCs, which will again go back, get recycled into the sewage treatment plant, and that process keeps going on. So we waste about 20-25% of the water, but we retain about 75 to 80%. So that it's an ongoing process with us. We always are looking at new technologies. So, well, that's the way we go. We are always alert to the idea. We keep getting consultants. Right now also consultants are working in the property. So as time goes by, and fortunately there's new technology available now. Every now and then there's a new technology. Now that the metering is cloud based, these things will certainly help. Urban areas water usage is a different subject. So urban areas will require, because the population is going up, we are using more homes, we are using more vehicles are getting washed. Urban areas will continue to use more and more water. For that, conserving may be a difficult thing, but I think we should work on more on recycling water. If your vehicle wash water can be recycled back and used 10 times instead of using it once and draining it out. Likewise for homes, the technologies that we are using in the industry to recycle waste sewage water, some way if we can channelize that back into the homes also, that will be a big saving. End of the day, we have to put a scare in people's minds. If you don't save, you lose it. People staying in the hotel, each bathroom has a sticker there. Like earlier, the linen was changed every day. Now the linen is either changed on an alternate day, or if a guest checks out, which is that if he checks out in one night, certainly it requires a change. But if he is staying for 2 nights, it is alternate days or as requested by him. Likewise, towels also, there is a system, not in my hotel, but all good hotels are observing that. If you don't want your towel to be changed, hang it. If you want it to be changed, you drop it in a basket which is kept for you in the bathroom. That, if you imagine, if you just multiply the number of towels and sheets that a good hotel uses into the number of hotels that we have in the country or in your city or in your state, see the amount of water we save. See the amount of soap that we save, which ultimately goes into the drains, pollutes our water. All these practices we are doing. We have properties here, we have properties in Mussoorie. Both the properties are observing that. I'm sure all my fellow hoteliers are also onto these practices. We can also have a system whereby if we find a guest who's saving water, who's helping us in water conservation, some kind of an incentive or a reward program or something like that can be worked out, which of course it will have to be thought of. This is just off the cuff that I'm talking, but something like that can go a very, very long way. Create an awareness with the guest that the water is a scarce facility, use it, don't waste it. Talking of flow rate of water, it is very important, because for a good shower you need about 2 to 3 liters per minute. Now if you increase the flow rate, you will still take the same time, but the flow rate will take it to 7 liters or 8 liters per minute. If we want to save, we have done it here in our hotels. We've regulated the flow rates. With the result, you get a sufficient amount of water, a comfortable amount of water which you need for your showers. Mainly the water in hotels is used in showers and washing of laundry and dishes. So the flow rate in the rooms has been controlled. Tubs have been removed. Tubs in the hotel rooms was a luxury, but a big wastage on water. So all good hotels have now removed tubs. Tubs are only as a sales gimmick kept in your rooms. Rarely used. It is only at holiday destinations that people have the time to use tubs. At business destinations, people are not wanting to waste time in the bathroom. They have other businesses to do. So flow rate of water is very important, whether in the machinery or in the rooms or in your showers. That is one area where you can certainly save water. Dhara Smart is a very good innovation. Firstly, it is cloud managed, so you are always on your tenterhooks that someone is seeing your consumption, someone is monitoring you. On the other side, your people, your engineering people are also aware of what is going on. You can, every day you can see the amount of water you use, you can see the flow rate, you can see whether you used more or you saved. It certainly helps you know all these things. With all these parameters, I'm sure it's a very good idea. Our people have been, earlier we used to monitor, but that was a vague kind of a guesswork that one used to do. Now with the proper monitoring, we know where the water is going, how much is going. I'm sure if this is promoted, it would add up to the saving and the conservation that everybody is trying.